Want to learn an hour of fun facts? Subscribe to Zarpado, we're starting. Every year, the Comedy Wildlife Contest awards the funniest images of animals in unexpected situations, from surprise squirrels to monkeys making funny faces. These photographs entertain and, at the same time, promote wildlife conservation with a powerful message. Luara Castle in Huesca, Spain, serves as a setting for historical and fantasy films and series, standing out for its imposing architecture and preservation. This medieval monument connects visitors with centuries of history and memorable film shoots. Juggernaut, a sport originating in Germany, blends action, strategy, and medieval elements in mixed teams with padded weapons. The objective is to carry a ball into the opponent's area while dodging attacks, creating a spectacle that attracts those seeking unusual challenges. Old photographs circulate online with faces strikingly similar to current celebrities, from Nicolas Cage to Jennifer Lawrence. These coincidences generate theories about time travel or reincarnation, although the most logical explanation points to genetics and chance. Wavy lines painted on streets act as visual cues that cause drivers to reduce speed by tricking the brain into feeling faster. This psychological technique contributes to improving road safety and preventing accidents. Women need more sleep than men, between 20 minutes and an hour extra, due to more complex hormonal and brain demands. During menstruation, this difference intensifies, requiring up to 10 hours for optimal recovery. The loris, a small nocturnal primate, has glands in its armpits that secrete a dangerous toxin, which it mixes with saliva to turn its bite into a poisonous weapon. This unique defense protects the animal from predators, despite its cute and harmless appearance. A surprising case showed that a person allergic to bee stings improved after being attacked by a swarm of African honeybees. It is suspected that the poison triggered an immune response capable of altering the behavior of disease-causing bacteria. Cracking your neck creates a sound caused by gas bubbles in the joints, but doing it too frequently or forcefully can damage blood vessels and, in extreme cases, cause strokes. This seemingly harmless habit can hide serious health risks. Snoring occurs when the throat muscles relax and narrow the airway, generating vibrations that range from a soft hum to a thunderous roar. Factors such as sleeping position, obesity, and alcohol consumption can intensify it, warning of possible respiratory problems. During menstruation, the uterus can increase in size from 50 to 230 grams due to the thickening of the endometrium and the accumulation of fluids. This internal change explains the bloating and abdominal discomfort that many women experience during these days. Approximately 12% of women possess tetrachromatism, a visual ability that allows them to distinguish millions of colors thanks to a fourth type of cone in the retina. This gift transforms their world into a vibrant spectacle full of nuances that the ordinary eye cannot perceive. Ring-tailed lemurs adopt a particular posture every morning, sitting upright with arms outstretched to absorb the sun. This practice helps them regulate their body temperature and synthesize vitamin D, essential for their bones, and is observed on the island of Madagascar, where they live. During World War II, soldiers' metal helmets protected primarily against fragments and shrapnel, not rifle bullets. Although they offered some protection, they were not bulletproof, and their resistance to direct fire was insufficient. A hangover causes a chemical imbalance in the body, with dehydration, stomach irritation, and the release of toxins such as acetaldehyde. There is no magic cure, and the only real remedy is to allow time for the body to fully recover. Men and women manage stress through different biological mechanisms. Testosterone regulates energy in men, while women rely on a hormonal system that is more sensitive to changes, which can intensify the impact of stress on their physical and emotional balance. Overeating can cause severe stomach distension and, in extremely rare cases, lead to life-threatening gastric rupture. Although most only experience a feeling of heaviness and drowsiness, This curious fact warns of the consequences of overeating. In Adelie penguin colonies, some individuals steal stones from other penguin nests to build their own shelter, taking advantage of the distraction of their peers. These stones keep the eggs dry and protected from ice, and the blatant theft demonstrates that criminality also exists in the animal kingdom. Butterflies have sensors on their feet that allow them to test plants to determine if they are suitable for laying eggs. This chemical mechanism ensures that the young have sufficient food upon birth, demonstrating a surprising sophistication in nature. Human DNA shares approximately 98% with that of chimpanzees, highlighting a genetic closeness that helps us understand evolution and the similarities in behavior and physical characteristics. In Japan, there is a tradition called hanami, which involves observing and celebrating the cherry blossom season. This event lasts just 2 weeks and symbolizes the ephemeral beauty of life. Millions of people participate in this festival each year, demonstrating a deep connection with nature. Sea turtles return to the same beach where they were born to lay their eggs, traveling hundreds or thousands of miles across the ocean. This phenomenon of precise navigation fascinates scientists and confirms these reptiles' memory and orientation abilities. In space, the absence of gravity causes astronauts to grow up to 5 centimeters during their time in orbit. As the vertebral discs expand due to not supporting their body weight, this condition is temporary and disappears upon return to Earth. Honey is the only food that does not spoil, thanks to its antimicrobial properties and low water content. Jars of honey have been found in Egyptian tombs thousands of years old, still edible, which is astonishing due to its durability. Octopuses have 3 hearts and blue blood, an adaptation to their marine life that improves oxygen transport in cold waters. They are also capable of changing color and texture to camouflage themselves with their surroundings and skillfully evade predators. In some ancient cultures, such as the Egyptians, glass contact lenses were used to correct vision problems, a surprising practice that predates modern optical technology by centuries. Clownfish can change sex, initially being male and becoming dominant female when the leader dies. This biological flexibility ensures survival and social stability within their reef groups. Fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, an extremely rare genetic mutation, affects 1 in every 2 million people worldwide. This condition converts muscle and soft tissue to bone, limiting movement to the point of near immobilization. Severe combined immunodeficiency syndrome, popularly known as bubble boy, is characterized by a virtually non-existent immune system, leaving the body defenseless against common infections. Since the 90s, soccer players have entered the field accompanied by children called players' squads, with the intention of promoting innocence, inclusion, and anti-racism campaigns, as well as giving these children the dream of walking alongside their idol. In Peru, a 9-year-old girl became the youngest mother on record, while Maria del Carmen Busada, in Spain, gave birth to twins at the age of 66 through artificial insemination, a clear example of how science is expanding the boundaries of motherhood. The yellow color of urine is due to urobilin, a waste pigment produced by the liver. It varies depending on hydration, food consumed, or medication. It can turn from clear to red or green, serving as an indicator of body health. Thanks to surgeries such as hemispherectomy, people with severe epilepsy can live with only half their brain, as this organ has an incredible ability to adapt, reassign functions, and create new neural connections. Natural yogurt is produced by fermenting milk with beneficial bacteria that convert lactose into lactic acid, providing essential probiotics for digestive health. Processed versions add sugars and preservatives that diminish its benefits. Formula One was born in 1950 thanks to the International Automobile Federation, with its first Grand Prix at Silverstone, United Kingdom, and its first world champion, Giuseppe Farina, revolutionizing racing with advanced technology, speed, and glamour. Guido d'Arezzo, an Italian monk from the Middle Ages, created the first shapes and syllables for musical notes, facilitating the reading and teaching of chants and allowing musicians around the world to play melodies with precision and synchronicity. The concept of nothingness is an enigma for both philosophy and physics, as absolute emptiness does not exist. Space always contains subatomic particles or fluctuating energy, making nothingness an idea for understanding everything in the universe. China became the world's factory thanks to its high productivity and low costs, which is why many products in Latin America carry labels that say "Made in China," while the United States produces with high standards and higher costs. Breaking piñatas at celebrations has roots in Chinese and Italian traditions. Adapted by the Spanish in the Americas for religious and educational purposes, where the 7 points of the piñata represent the 7 deadly sins, merging pre-Hispanic and European rituals. Heterochromia, a condition that causes eyes of different colors, is more common than albinism, affecting approximately 1 in every 100 individuals, while albinism, characterized by the total or partial absence of melanin, occurs in 1 in every 17,000 people. Bread hardens upon contact with air due to the loss of moisture and crystallization of starch, while crackers, being drier, absorb ambient moisture and lose their crispy texture, a phenomenon that explains the difference in their preservation. Jeff Bezos founded Amazon in 1994, starting as an online bookstore in his garage, innovating in logistics and digital services to transform it into the global e-commerce and entertainment giant it is today. The yellow color of taxis became popular in 1907 in New York, following a study by the University of Chicago, determining that it is the most visible from a distance and in low-light conditions, thus ensuring safety and easy recognition. In extreme flight situations, if the captain and first officer become incapacitated, air traffic controllers can guide passengers with basic knowledge to land, relying on automated systems and protocols that ensure aviation safety. Armored glass is manufactured by joining layers of glass and transparent polymers that absorb impacts, preventing the material from breaking into dangerous fragments. It is used in vehicles, banks, and buildings to protect lives. The earliest musical instruments, such as bone flutes dating back more than 40,000 years, demonstrate that music originated with the first prehistoric humans, evolving to become a universal expression that unites cultures over millennia. Egyptian civilization, despite its genius in architecture and mathematics, maintained a conservative and stable society that limited rapid change, which explains the slowness in adopting modern technologies compared to later industrial revolutions. Falling in love with fictional characters, a phenomenon known as parasocial relationships, reflects the deep emotional connection with admired stories and traits, functioning as a way to express affection and stimulate creativity without affecting reality or human relationships. Countries like the United States, Mexico, and Brazil organize their territories into states with political autonomy, while nations like Argentina, Peru, and Bolivia organize their territories into provinces or autonomous communities with varying degrees of self-government and centralized control. The act of yawning temporarily disconnects from auditory stimuli because the brain increases oxygenation and opens the jaw, focusing on breathing and relaxation, a natural mechanism for recovering energy and maintaining alertness. Roasting marshmallows over campfires originates in Native American traditions and pioneer camps, where the toasted sweet treat with a crunchy exterior and soft interior became a symbol of unity and fun among friends and families. Roman numerals, common in ancient times, are losing prominence to Arabic numerals due to their complexity. Today they are used only in ceremonial or artistic contexts, while the Arabic numeral system facilitates daily life and global trade. Artificial intelligence generates increasingly realistic content, making it difficult to distinguish between human and machine creation. Therefore, ethics, regulation, and critical thinking become essential to prevent abuse and maintain human control over technology. Cravings during pregnancy are due to hormonal changes rather than the baby's signals and have no scientific connection to malformations. However, some indicate nutritional deficiencies, while most simply represent passing cravings. Snakes have a limited supply of venom, which takes time to regenerate, so they bite multiple times only when necessary, controlling the amount of venom to avoid wasting it and delivering warning bites without injecting toxins. Swear words have existed since the origin of language, used to express strong emotions. Their classification as bad depends on social, cultural, and moral norms, varying by time and place, while their number is constantly changing. Tuberculosis, a disease detected in human skeletal remains more than 5,000 years ago, is the first recorded disease, accompanied by others such as leprosy and malaria, which drove the development of medicine in ancient civilizations. The most watched video worldwide is Baby Shark Dance, with over 16 billion views, while the most popular short is Happy Birthday to You by Indian account Natak Maha, demonstrating the power of fast-paced visual content in the digital age. The first personal alarm clock emerged in the United States in 1787, the work of watchmaker Hutching. This clock only chimed at 4:00 a.m., designed to awaken its creator in time for his obligations. This invention laid the groundwork for more sophisticated and varied clocks. Julian Melchiori, a graduate student, created the first artificial biological plant. This leaf synthesizes oxygen by absorbing water and carbon dioxide without requiring special soil or nutrients. Ideal for space exploration, this innovation avoids growth problems in zero gravity. The Statue of Liberty in New York City served as a lighthouse from 1886. It illuminated the bay with a range of 23 miles, guiding ships toward the city. In 1902, after several accidents, the light was deactivated, and the statue returned to being merely a symbol. Terminal lucidity occurs in people who are seriously ill or on the verge of death when they experience sudden mental clarity and increased appetite and energy. This phenomenon could be related to changes in cerebral blood flow or the release of chemicals, generating a feeling of peace. Hummingbirds have a unique body structure that makes walking impossible. Their short legs are designed to cling to branches, not to move on the ground. However, they stand out for their ability to fly in all directions, even backward, being the only birds with this ability. The animated series Tom and Jerry, created by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, has won 7 Oscars in the category of Best Animated Short Film. This achievement has not been surpassed by any other animated series, notable for its physical humor and rivalry between the cat and mouse. In Sedona, Arizona, the world's only McDonald's restaurant displays its arches in pale blue instead of yellow. This change is for aesthetic reasons, as the red mountainous surroundings would make the yellow look visibly out of place. The little-known taste umami comes from Japanese and means essence of deliciousness. This meaty, savory flavor enriches the taste experience and is essential for older people who lose their sensitivity to taste and appetite. Breast milk contains umami, making it present from infancy. Amazon, the e-commerce giant, would lose around 360 million euros if its website were offline for 24 hours. This is because it generates approximately 15 million euros in sales per hour, reflecting its global economic impact. Small fish in aquariums enjoy a constant environment due to their memory limited to just 2 minutes. Each visit to the same space seems like a new discovery, which doesn't mean they don't require care or encouragement to stay active and healthy. Synthetic clouds are an innovation to mitigate climate change. They are created by dispersing particles in the atmosphere that reflect solar radiation, cooling the Earth. This technology uses hydrogen and oxygen vapor, which, when combined, can induce rain. Abandoned dogs are trained to drive cars through a program called animal warfare. The training lasts 7 weeks and follows methods similar to humans, allowing these animal drivers to handle real cars and perform specific tasks. The length of a human foot is approximately the distance between the wrist and the bend of the elbow. Although this ratio is not exact for everyone, many individuals meet this curious anatomical equivalence. Dark chocolate melts in the mouth at around 89.6 to 93.2 degrees, close to human body temperature. This characteristic is due to its low melting point, providing a unique sensation when eaten. Mice display playful behaviors such as hide and seek, chasing, and jumping. These activities are not only fun, but also facilitate physical and mental development, improve coordination, and allow for the establishment of social hierarchies among them. Valentina Vasilyeva, the wife of a Russian peasant in the 18th century, holds the record for the highest number of children born from a single pregnancy. Between 1,725 and 1,765, she had 27 births, giving birth to 69 children, including twins, triplets, and quadruplets. An additional record comes from Mali, where a woman gave birth to 5 girls and 4 boys in a single birth on May 4, 2021. This multiple birth earned a place in the Guinness World Records for the highest number of surviving children in a single birth. The Scooby-Doo series depicts a group of detective friends who face supposed monsters, but its true message reflects that the real monsters are humans. The creators seek to show destructive and deceptive behaviors in people. Beyond appearances, piranhas produce barking sounds. Researchers recorded 3 types of sounds during confrontations between red-bellied piranhas. One for direct encounters, another for competition, and a final one used to scare other prey by grinding their teeth. In Japan, sleeping in public, such as on the subway or at work, does not generate social rejection. On the contrary, it reflects that the person has worked hard and is called inamuri, which means being present while sleeping, symbolizing commitment and effort at work. In the Norwegian city of Trondheim, an escalator for cyclists solves the difficulty of climbing steep hills. Dubbed the cyclo-cable, it allows bicycles and strollers to be lifted at a speed of approximately 1.86 miles per hour, making transportation on inclines easier. Starbucks allocates $300 million to health insurance for its employees, exceeding its investment in purchasing coffee beans. This initiative contributes to job satisfaction, employee retention, and improves the company's public image. The Human Library, created in Denmark in 2000, uses people as living books who share their personal experiences to foster empathy and combat prejudice. Readers can loan these people for 30 minutes to engage in dialogue and learn about diverse perspectives. Liechtenstein, a small and picturesque country, measures 15 miles from north to south and only 5 miles from east to west. It can be explored in a few hours, although some mountainous sections require some effort on foot. A legend tells of the Roman Emperor Caligula declaring war on Neptune, god of the sea, and ordering his soldiers to stab the ocean waters. This account, likely fictional, highlights the emperor's eccentric nature and his reputation for humor. Cockroaches can survive up to 9 days without their heads. Their nervous system is distributed throughout the body, allowing them to continue moving and responding to basic stimuli even after they have lost their heads. During the filming of Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock used chocolate sauce to simulate blood in the black and white scenes. This trick provided a more realistic texture and color than real blood in the monochrome film. The human body renews all its cells at different times, some in a few days and others in years. This continuous process ensures the repair and maintenance of tissues essential for life and health. Foxes emit a peculiar vocalization known as high-ranking laughter, a mix between laughter and crying. This sound occurs primarily during the mating season and is used to communicate and demarcate territories. Each species varies in frequency and duration. The sea louse Cymathoa exigua is nicknamed the tongue eater for its unique lifestyle. This crustacean attaches itself to the tongue of a host fish, sucks its blood until it atrophies, and then acts as a functional tongue without causing serious harm to the fish. Numerous cases have been reported of individuals living without large portions of their brains, even up to half or more. This phenomenon, linked to surgeries to treat resistant epilepsy, can cause sequelae in vision, speech, or mobility, depending on the affected side. In Tokyo, Oshiya, or train pushers, perform a unique and vital role. At the busiest stations, they help passengers enter crowded cars by pushing them to maximize space and maintain safety during journeys. The weta insect, native to New Zealand, has the ability to freeze in winter and thaw in spring without harm. These insects survive the freezing of up to 80% of their tissues, entering a state of cryptobiosis to withstand sub-zero temperatures. An unconfirmed legend indicates that the design of the Oscar statuette was inspired by Mexican actor Emilio El Indio Fernandez. Actress Dolores Del Rio, Fernandez's wife, reportedly suggested using him as a model because of his broad-shouldered, narrow-waisted figure. Frogs possess an amazing defense against toxins. They vomit their entire stomach to eliminate ingested poisons. Then, using muscles and elastic tissues, they reabsorb the organ to continue their normal life unharmed. The nails of the dominant hand grow faster than those of the opposite hand. This is related to blood circulation and the constant stimulation received by the hand most frequently used in daily activities. The Dance of a Thousand Hands is an artistic performance originating in China that pays homage to Kuan Yin, the Buddhist deity of compassion. Performed by deaf-mute dancers, the choreography synchronizes hand and arm movements, creating the illusion of multiple limbs. Ian Fleming, creator of James Bond, chose a common and simple name for his iconic spy to contrast with his exciting life. The inspiration came from a birdwatching guide that featured the name of ornithologist James Bond, an ordinary name that became memorable. The Perucetus colossus, a giant marine animal discovered in Peru's Ica Desert, lived more than 40 million years ago. This cetacean weighed about 375 U.S. short tons, roughly twice a blue whale, with vertebrae that each exceeded 220 lb. In the United States, English is dominant but not the exclusive official language. Due to the great cultural diversity, more than 350 languages are spoken, with Spanish being the second most widely spoken, especially in states like California, Texas, and Florida. Tiger shark embryos exhibit a fierce intrauterine struggle, developing sharp teeth to eliminate their weaker siblings. Only one survives to be born, ensuring that the limited resources within the womb are used for the strongest embryo. Birth involves a brutal battle for survival, with only the strongest making it out of the womb, reflecting the relentless struggle among even the ocean's fiercest predators. SpongeBob SquarePants, the iconic Nickelodeon cartoon, debuted in 1999 and remains the only surviving 90s series, notable for its absurd humor and unforgettable characters like SpongeBob and Patrick. Some cats are allergic to certain people, unlike humans, which causes felines to sneeze, break out in rashes, or have breathing difficulties when they are around specific individuals. For a long time, the color pink was associated with boys and blue with girls. Pink, considered a more decisive and strong color, was recommended for boys, while blue, more delicate, was associated with girls. This custom changed over the years. Cinderella's famous slippers are not made of glass, but of squirrel fur, according to historical research. This misunderstanding stemmed from a poor translation from French that led some to believe they were made of glass. Green, yellow, and red bell peppers are the same fruit at different stages of ripeness, with green peppers having a slightly bitter taste, yellow and red peppers being sweeter, and the latter containing more vitamin C. The aroma of gasoline provokes a pleasurable sensation due to the inhalation of benzene and other hydrocarbons, which suppress the nervous system, triggering the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. Female kangaroos have 3 reproductive tracts, 2 for reproduction and 1 exclusively for birth, allowing one embryo to develop while another young remains in the marsupial pouch. About a century ago, pit bulls enjoyed an excellent reputation, known as nanny dogs for their friendly nature, loyalty, and ability to care for children, especially in 20th century American homes. The term jacuzzi is a trademark of a hot tub, with jets that expel water and pressurized air for therapeutic massages. It became widely used incorrectly to refer to any bathtub with bubbles. The Naruto manga, famous for its ninja adventures, originally emerged as a cooking manga based on a real restaurant where Naruto was a chef, an idea that was scrapped after editorial rejection, according to Masashi Kishimoto, its creator. The shoebill, a bird with a prehistoric appearance, lives in large, inaccessible wetlands and is in danger of extinction. It is unique in its genus and family, a rare phenomenon in the animal kingdom. T-shirts were created for singles who couldn't use buttons or needles. They were so successful that the United States Navy incorporated the buttonless white shirt as part of its official uniform, and Marlon Brando popularized it in 1951. Popcorn contains fiber that helps reduce cholesterol and triglycerides, eliminating fat in the arteries, as well as antioxidants that protect the cardiovascular system, contributing to the prevention of heart disease. In Finland, culture and respect are reflected in the bumper cars. Collisions are prohibited, and they spin around on one axis as if they were in an endless roundabout. Apologies accompany any accidental collision with inexplicable smiles. Arihard Fort in Maharashtra, India, stands out for its path of almost vertical rock steps with an 80-degree incline, a challenge that requires climbing skills and nerves of steel to reach the top. Denmark is recognized as the cleanest country in the world thanks to investments in green technologies, efficient public transportation, and a highly environmentally conscious population. A leader in renewable energy, its urban design favors cyclists and pedestrians. The Great Sphinx of Giza in Egypt was carved from a single mass of limestone, making it one of the largest and oldest monolithic sculptures, about 20 meters high and 73 meters long. Wallet theft in Mexican stadiums reached such a scale that many fans stopped carrying valuables, causing them to avoid buying beer. In response, Corona created a jersey that turns a soccer jersey into a digital wallet. This jersey, with a chip linked to an e-commerce platform, allows people to buy beer at a discount by holding their phone up to their favorite team's crest, increasing sales by 35% in the first week of its launch. Green apples contain more malic acid than other varieties, giving them a more acidic and crunchy flavor. Because they are included in many weight loss diets, they contribute to a feeling of satiety and metabolic regulation. Jellyfish don't have a brain or a heart, but they manage to coordinate their movements thanks to a simple nervous system called a nerve network, which allows them to swim, hunt, and respond to environmental stimuli. Turtles can breathe through their buttocks through a process called cloacal respiration, allowing them to remain underwater for long periods without surfacing. Baobab trees can store up to about 31,700 US gallons of water in their trunks, an adaptation that lets them survive long droughts in the African regions where they live. The Eiffel Tower grows approximately 6 inches on hot summer days due to thermal expansion of its metal. Domestic cats can run up to about 30 miles per hour over short distances, making them surprising sprinters. The Great Wall of China has a total length of over 13,000 miles, stretching across mountains, deserts, and valleys, built to protect the Chinese Empire from invasion. Easter Island, famous for its moai, boasts nearly 900 giant statues weighing several tons each, created by the Rapa Nui civilization between the 13th and 17th centuries. The human body contains approximately 200 bones at birth, but as we grow, some fuse, leaving around 146 bones by adulthood. Bees can recognize and remember human faces, a skill that helps them identify intruders or frequent visitors to their hives. The sun generates enough energy in 1 second to cover the energy needs of all humanity for nearly 1,000,000 years. The Pacific Ocean is the largest and deepest in the world, with a surface area of about 51 million square miles and a maximum depth of more than 32,800 feet in the Mariana Trench. The strongest muscle in the human body is the masseter, responsible for jaw strength and chewing, capable of exerting a pressure of about 1,280 psi. Zebras have a unique stripe pattern, similar to human fingerprints, used for identification and camouflage against predators. Chameleons can move their eyes independently, allowing them to have a panoramic vision of almost 360 degrees and detect prey or threats without moving their heads. The Atacama Desert in Chile is one of the driest places on the planet, with regions where rain hasn't fallen in hundreds of years, supporting life forms adapted to extreme dryness. Iguazu Falls, located on the border between Argentina and Brazil, is made up of approximately 270 waterfalls, forming one of the most impressive waterfall systems in the world. Emperor penguins are the only ones that breed during the Antarctic winter, enduring temperatures below -50 degrees Celsius while incubating their eggs on their feet. The northern lights, a luminous phenomenon in polar regions, are produced by the interaction of solar particles with the Earth's magnetic field, creating spectacular colors and shapes in the night sky. The city of Venice, Italy, is built on more than 100 small islands, connected by more than 400 bridges that cross navigable canals instead of streets. Cocoa, the main ingredient in chocolate, has antioxidant properties and can stimulate the production of endorphins, neurotransmitters, linked to happiness and well-being. Giraffes have necks with only 7 vertebrae, the same number as humans, but each vertebra can measure over about 8 inches, allowing them to reach the highest treetops. The planet Mars is home to the largest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons, which reaches a height of approximately 15.5 miles, roughly 3 times taller than Mount Everest. Kiwi fruit, a fruit native to China but popular in New Zealand, is rich in vitamin C and fiber, and also contains enzymes that aid in protein digestion. The human eye can distinguish around 10 million different colors, thanks to millions of light-sensitive cells called cones in the retina. The island of Madagascar boasts unique biodiversity, with more than 90% of its animal and plant species being endemic, meaning they exist nowhere else in the world. Elephants are the only land animals that cannot jump, although they compensate for this limitation with great strength and surprising speed for their size. Honey doesn't decompose and has been found in Egyptian tombs in perfect condition for thousands of years, thanks to its antibacterial properties and chemical composition. Silent films didn't rely solely on images. Many theaters featured pianists or even live orchestras to provide the ambiance for the films, creating a complete audiovisual experience before the advent of synchronized sound. In Stanley Kubrick's famous film, The Shining, strategically placed mirrors were used to create the eerie effect of endless corridors, demonstrating the ingenuity behind each shot to evoke a sense of claustrophobia and terror. The series Breaking Bad captured worldwide attention with its transformation of protagonist Walter White, a chemistry teacher, into a drug lord. The scientific precision of the chemical reactions used in the plot was supervised by experts to give it realism. The show Friends maintained its popularity for a decade thanks to the chemistry between its 6 leads and its scripts that blended humor, romance, and everyday situations, marking a turning point in American sitcoms. The internal combustion engine revolutionized transportation by allowing vehicles to move away from animal traction and steam power. The invention of the 4-stroke engine by Nikolaus Otto in 1876 laid the foundation for modern automobiles. Electric vehicles are not a recent invention. In the 19th century, battery-powered models already existed, reaching speeds astonishing for their time, although the lack of infrastructure and the popularization of the gasoline engine limited their development until today. The Guinness World Record for the fastest airplane ever built is held by the North American X-15, which reached speeds exceeding 4,473 miles per hour, crossing the boundaries between aviation and outer space on experimental missions. In terms of health, regular meditation practice has been shown to reduce anxiety and improve concentration, even altering brain structure to increase areas related to attention and emotional regulation, becoming a valuable tool for mental well-being. Mount Everest, the highest mountain on the planet at 29,028 feet, grows a few millimeters each year due to tectonic activity between the Indian and Eurasian plates, a reminder of the constantly changing planet. The city of Venice is built on more than 100 small islands, connected by more than 400 bridges. This unique structure transforms the city into a labyrinth of navigable canals, making it one of the most unique tourist destinations in the world. The Guinness World Record for the tallest man in the world is held by Robert Wadlow, who reached the impressive height of 9.45 feet, the result of a hormonal disorder that caused uncontrolled growth until his death at the age of 22. In the automotive industry, mass production introduced by Henry Ford in 1914 allowed vehicles to be manufactured at a much faster pace and at a lower cost, democratizing access to automobiles and transforming the global consumer society. Special effects in film have evolved from manual techniques with models and optical tricks to complex digital computer animations. But the first documented use of special effects dates back to the late 19th century, with camera tricks and editing. Cable television changed the way we consume audiovisual content by offering hundreds of specialized channels, allowing viewers to choose specific sports, news, or entertainment programs, tailoring the experience to their personal tastes. The Guinness World Record for the highest skydive is held by Alan Eustace, who in 2014 jumped from a height of 125,328 feet, breaking the sound barrier and landing successfully, demonstrating the human capacity to defy limits. Moderate consumption of dark chocolate can improve blood circulation and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease thanks to the antioxidants called flavonoids it contains, as long as the amount is controlled to avoid caloric excess. Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula has a system of underground rivers and cenotes that form one of the world's largest freshwater reserves. These natural formations also served as sacred sites for the ancient Mayan civilizations. On television, the cliffhanger technique keeps the audience in suspense by ending episodes with unresolved issues. It has been popularized in drama series and soap operas to ensure audiences return for the next episode. James Cameron's film Avatar marked a milestone in the use of 3D cinema and visual effects by creating a fully digitalized and realistic world that attracted millions of viewers and set box office records worldwide. Dubai is home to the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, with a height of over 820 meters. Its construction involved advances in engineering and architectural design to withstand the high temperatures and desert winds. The immune system responds to infections through specialized cells and antibodies, and although it may seem complex, its functioning allows it to detect and destroy invading organisms, maintaining health through an internal defense network. The city of Machu Picchu in Peru, built by the Incas in the 15th century, combines architecture and geography in an archaeological marvel located 7,995 feet above sea level, surrounded by mountains and lush nature. Autonomous vehicles, equipped with sensors and artificial intelligence systems, represent a revolution in mobility, promising to reduce accidents and improve transportation efficiency, although their regulation and social acceptance are still under development. The series Stranger Things revived 1980s nostalgia by blending science fiction, horror, and drama with a polished aesthetic that pays homage to classic films and series of the era, winning over new generations and creating a global community of fans. The Guinness record for the largest number of people juggling simultaneously was set with more than 1,400 people in a single event, demonstrating the capacity for organization and coordination in large-scale community activities. Daily water consumption is essential for maintaining hydration, regulating body temperature, and facilitating vital functions such as digestion and circulation. Approximately 2 liters are recommended for an average adult, depending on the climate and physical activity. Glaciers store around 70% of the planet's fresh water. These ice giants advance and retreat slowly, but global warming has accelerated their melting, threatening ecosystems and water reserves for millions of people. Color television became popular beginning in the 1960s, although the first color broadcast began in the previous decade. This advancement allowed audiovisual content to become more engaging and closer to reality. The film Titanic used a mix of practical and digital effects to recreate the sinking of the famous ocean liner, combining scale models with computer-generated images to convey a realistic and emotional experience. The Guinness World Record for the most miles cycled in 24 hours is held by an athlete who exceeded 745 miles, demonstrating endurance, physical preparation, and a well-planned eating and rest strategy. The Sahara Desert is the largest desert in the world, covering more than 9 million square kilometers and crossing several African countries. Despite its extreme conditions, it is home to adapted biodiversity and ancient human cultures. The eye of a hurricane is a zone of absolute calm in the midst of the storm, where atmospheric pressure is low and wind is virtually absent, surrounded by the most violent winds. Mount Everest maintains a constant growth of a few inches each year, thanks to the movement of tectonic plates. However, it is not the farthest point from the Earth's center, as that mark corresponds to the Chimborazo volcano in Ecuador. This difference is explained by the curvature of the planet. The blue whale stands out as the largest animal on the planet, with a heart similar in size to that of a small car. Its heartbeat can be felt more than 2 miles underwater. Furthermore, its tongue weighs comparable to that of an adult elephant. The Roman Colosseum in ancient times had a retractable awning called a velarium, manned by specialized sailors. This structure protected spectators from the scorching sun during fights. Furthermore, some underground passages housed cages with wild animals. In Iceland, most homes are heated using geothermal energy from volcanoes. Thanks to this natural resource, the country maintains one of the lowest carbon footprints on the planet. Furthermore, streets can be heated automatically in winter. The planet Venus exhibits a day longer than its year, as its rotation is extremely slow. While rotating on its axis, it completes its orbit around the Sun faster. It also rotates in the opposite direction to most planets. The Guinness World Records includes unusual records such as the world's largest pizza, made in Italy with more than 13,000 pounds of ingredients. It was distributed in slices to thousands of people. This event combined culinary spectacle with charitable work. In Japan, Shinkansen bullet trains reach speeds of over 312 miles per hour. Even so, they are distinguished by their almost absolute punctuality, with average delays of seconds. The aerodynamic design reduces noise and improves energy efficiency. Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris features gargoyles designed not only as ornaments, but also as rain drains. These grotesque sculptures protected the stone from erosion. Furthermore, they offered symbolism related to the expulsion of evil spirits. The Greenland shark lives for over 400 years, making it the longest-lived vertebrate known. Its slow metabolism explains this extreme longevity. Many specimens were born before the invention of the printing press. The piano has 88 keys, combining black and white keys to allow for a complete musical scale. Within its structure, Felt-covered hammers strike taut strings. Each touch triggers vibrations that fill the air with harmony. Mitochondrial DNA is inherited solely through the maternal line, allowing lineages to be traced over millennia. This genetic imprint maps ancient human migrations. It reconstructs connections between peoples separated by oceans. The Voyager 1 spacecraft, launched in the 1970s, continues its journey beyond the solar system. It carries a golden record with sounds and images of Earth as a message to unknown civilizations. It represents a testament to humanity in the cosmos. The human heart beats around 100,000 times a day, pumping blood through 37,282 miles of vessels. That network would be enough to circle the Earth several times over. Despite its size, it is a tireless pump. The Amazon River carries more water than the next 7 largest rivers combined. Its basin is home to the largest and most diverse tropical rainforest on the planet. It also influences the global climate through its humid currents. Japanese origami transforms simple sheets of paper into complex figures without cutting or gluing. This tradition combines art, patience, and geometry. Some modern creations include highly precise mathematical designs. Mount Fuji in Japan is considered sacred and frequently appears in popular culture. Its perfect conical shape makes it a national symbol. For centuries, pilgrims climbed its slopes as a spiritual ritual. The venom of the king cobra can kill an adult elephant due to the potency of its neurotoxic toxins, making it one of the most feared snakes on the planet. Saturn's moon Titan has lakes and rivers, but instead of water, they contain liquid methane, transforming it into a cold and exotic world within the solar system. Small accumulations of water trapped between the blades of grass and the ground are known as water bubbles. These form when heavy rain falls or when excessive watering occurs, saturating the soil. They can also form when the soil is not well compacted, allowing water to become trapped in these spaces between the grass and the ground. The gray wolf stands out for its incredible endurance, capable of traveling more than 18 miles in a single day while tracking its prey. This tireless hunter bases its survival on traveling large territories, as its diet depends largely on large animals that require patience, strategy, and long days of pursuit. The aerial maneuver known as Cobra is an impressive technique used by some jets to reduce their speed dramatically in mid-flight. It consists of raising the nose to a near vertical position while the rest of the fuselage remains stable, causing a sharp deceleration without losing much altitude. This skill is especially useful for operating in confined environments, such as the deck of an aircraft carrier. Since this surprising video was released, Labradors have become viral favorites on social media. In the footage, a Labrador retriever swims underwater, equipped with a suit designed to ensure its safety during immersion. Beside it, 3 divers explore the marine environment, closely observing as the animal adapts to the aquatic environment. Jessie, known as the Ninja Warrior, has transformed her home into a true training battlefield. She has designed an area with multiple obstacles that simulate the challenges of one of the most demanding competitions on television. Every corner of her house is equipped to prepare her endurance, agility, and strength for the complex stages she must overcome. The Fujiwara effect occurs when 2 cyclones spin very close and one absorbs the other, forming a much more dangerous storm, a meteorological phenomenon observed in hurricanes. Honey ants store honey in their bodies, acting as living jars within the hive and protecting themselves from other workers, unlike bees that store it externally. An artist created a speaker that uses ferrofluid to visualize music. This liquid appears to dance to the rhythm, reacting to sound waves, and may soon be available for sale. Tigers have orange fur for camouflage, as their prey only perceive blue and green, making them invisible amidst vegetation during the hunt. During the pandemic, a father built a climbing course at home with ropes, monkey bars, and hanging ladders so his children could continue practicing without going to the climbing gym. The Mainstone designed a futuristic suit that allows humans to create music by connecting to large bridges, combining art and architecture with innovative technology. The El Marco footbridge, the shortest international bridge, is only about 10.5 feet long and connects Spain with Portugal. In the 1990s, it was a site for illegal transactions between the two countries. Neil Oxon and Lion Harvey built a cabin in Virginia with recycled windows to live in the mountains, using wood and glass to take advantage of the best views. The Titanoboa was a giant, approximately 49-foot-long extinct snake that inhabited Colombia 60 million years ago. It is believed to have been venomous and quite aggressive. McDonald's Gourmet Mat Contest challenges chefs to create menus using the chain's products in 80 minutes, with prizes in utensils and culinary recognition. In England, a house for sale includes Hercules, a 94-year-old tortoise, as an added attraction, along with 4 bedrooms and a large garden. Known as the American Dream, I present to you the most colossal limousine ever built. This monumental vehicle includes within its luxurious interior a pool for cooling off, a small mini golf course for entertainment, and even a helipad installed in the rear, ready for exclusive landings. In the heart of the Lofoten archipelago, recognized as one of Norway's most stunning drives, lies the iconic Fordong Bridge. This majestic structure connects several islands and has become a symbol of engineering in the region. Its presence allows for easy crossing of the waters that separate the two lands. The tiny animal known as Peters's elephant shrew lives in Africa and stands out for one truly striking feature. It has an elongated nasal appendage resembling a small trunk, very similar to that of an adult elephant. Meet the iconic deer that live in the Japanese city of Nara, renowned worldwide for their surprising closeness to people. These animals not only captivate with their tender and docile appearance, but also stand out for their insatiable appetite. For much of the day, these inhabitants of Nara tirelessly chew and feed on a wide variety of local plants and vegetation. On the remote island of Hainan, China, lies an accommodation that seems straight out of a fairy tale. The Bird's Nest Hotel. This architectural marvel is nestled among the leafy branches of a pristine forest, blending design and nature in perfect harmony. Inspired by the shape of a bird's nest, the hotel offers guests a unique experience, surrounded by trees and the tranquility of a nearly untouched environment. Discover the Thridrangar Lighthouse, a solitary fortress that stands proudly on a rugged rock in the heart of the Icelandic Ocean. This forgotten guardian of the sea is located in one of the most inaccessible and desolate corners of the planet, surrounded only by an endless blanket of water. In Shenzhen, China, there is a futuristic bookstore that seems to come straight from the future. This innovative space fuses a passion for books with technological modernity, integrating a cozy tea room and dedicated study areas in a cutting-edge environment. Every corner is designed to stimulate creativity and learning. Every year, during the months of May and June, Shibazakura Park in Higashimokoto becomes a true spectacle for the senses. Its gentle hills are covered in a vibrant carpet of Shibazakura flowers, painting the landscape a deep, almost surreal pink. The marabou stork is impossible to ignore. Its imposing figure and unique characteristics make it a bird that attracts attention wherever it is seen. With a majestic bearing and an almost theatrical presence, this bird stands out not only for its size but also for its unique appearance, which makes it unique among the birds that inhabit its environment. Meet a robot equipped with 4 motors that imitates with astonishing precision the movement of a human hand when writing and drawing. This machine is ideal for creating intricate diagrams, detailed graphics, and technical designs with surprising accuracy. Beyond its functionality, its ability to replicate human strokes captivates and amazes those who observe it in action, making it a tool that is both practical and fascinating. In the imposing mountain range of Pakistan rises the majestic Khao, the second highest mountain in the world, reaching an impressive altitude of 28,000, 251 feet above sea level. This colossal peak challenges even the most experienced climbers with its rugged terrain and extreme conditions, becoming a symbol of adventure and endurance. Along Australia's rugged southern coast, the majestic 12 Apostles emerge, an impressive set of limestone columns that have been patiently sculpted over millions of years, thanks to the tireless work of natural erosion. Tell us in the comments which of these curiosities left you the most amazed. Don't leave without subscribing, liking, and sharing for more curiosities.